Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Wichita Vice.
All right, hey.
Cruising across dimensions. It's Captain Chris with a K.
Straight from the Fortress of Solitude, it's the off-brand Superman, Marquez Christopher Eason.
Hello there. It's your friendly neighborhood comic book guy, Mr. Brett.
This is your rated R comic book razzle-dazzle affordable philanthropist cape-on superstar nerd, Carlos in the house. Welcome to Wichita Vice, you guys.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Man, I am blown away. I don't know what to say, Carlos. That's pretty impressive.
You're missing your cape, Marquez. Our guy Marquez is back. Everyone, he's back. He's back.
Welcome. Back.
Yeah.
Guys, we're going to talk about Aquaman, Black Manta, Aqualad, and Ocean Master. Do not forget, we are going to do a gift certificate giveaway to Prairie Dog Comics or for our out-of-towners, Barnes & Noble. And also, stay tuned for the next episodes of Silver Cosmo Movie Reviews and Sports Fellas. Let's go ahead and take a quick pause and thank our following sponsors.
Hey guys, why don't you check out She Barber Cuts Barbershop and give Markeisha Brown, the licensed professional barber there, a call at 316-218-3566 for all your haircut needs. She's got cuts for kids, adults, and for those who are looking for the good one, the deluxe with beard trims, wash, and hot towels. So don't forget to give Markeisha a call at She Barber Cuts and see her at 2319 North Ridge, Barber Suite 6A here in Wichita, Kansas.
So we're going like the Little Mermaid. We're going under the sea.
Under the sea. Since life is sweet here, we got to be here naturally.
But
The
more,
DC.
but more of the DC style.
Yeah.
All right. So first up, we have Ocean Master. Ocean Master was created by Bob Haney and Nick Cardy. I'm hungry. I'm
Cardy.
kind of hungry. I'm saying Candy.
Cardi.
Yeah, it's Cardy. All right. First appeared in Aquaman issue 29 back in September of 1966. And his powers goes just like Aquaman's. He is a ability of high pressure. He can communicate with the animals in the sea life.
Mm-hmm.
Also, he's a brilliant military tactician. And he's one of, you could say, arch rivals of Aquaman and sometimes so kind of between both. So I'm going to kick it off with you, Marquez. Tell me a little bit about Ocean Master.
Ocean Master is one of those characters. He is an arch nemesis. He's Aquaman's half-brother, Arthur Curry's half-brother. I like the fact that he has a power called hydrokinesis. This is a new DC ability, or they phrase it this way, where they have they can bond with water telepathically. One of the other characters we're going to cover can make weapons out of water in that way using hydrokinesis. But it's actually I just like the sound of that. Mm-hmm. And the term Ocean Master, Orm, I just feel like we should say it like Ocean Master. I don't know why, guys. Am I the only one who thinks that way? I'm sorry. But anyway, the Ocean Master. He actually is a pretty cool villain. It's like when you have your Fantastic Fours, you got to have your Doctor Dooms. You know, when you have your X-Men, you got to have your Magnetos. I think it's really cool to make the villain in some way be related to the hero. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because to me, part of what makes the villain interesting is how they interact with the hero. You know, that's why I never really cared for movies that centered around just the villain. Because if you take that off the table, you got to replace it with something really good. But anyway, that's my thoughts on the Ocean Master. Okay.
Yeah, I like that theme, like the brotherly deal. It kind of is a little hearkening back to like the Loki Thor, that kind of deal too. Just that relationship and the desire to like steal the throne, and you kind of get some of that. Oh, Daddy didn't. Daddy loves you more than he loves me.
Yeah, that's good. Family dynamic. It's always good.
And there's a lot they can play with that with various storylines and backstory and stuff like that. I do like kind of the accent because he is kind of that, of nobility, being the king's son, but then also like that kind of posh, sinister, manipulative. Like, is he actually mean that he's happy for us, or
or it just like you use a I hate you.
Yeah.
and of course with the family dynamic, like like Aquaman's not going to kill him; it's his half brother.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you have that whole thing going on. I kind of like the way he was portrayed in the Aquaman DCU at the time.
Yeah, me too.
I mean,
I like the idea.
There was not a big centralness to him.
Yeah.
And he kind of came around there in, was it Aquaman 2 when he kind of
Yeah.
kind of
Throne of Atlantis. He did come
like
around.
He was more like team up.
That was actually a really good movie. It was very underrated. Not many people really gave it high praise, but it actually did. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
I did too. I think it was just because they saw it as like James Gunn was taking over, and is this going to have any carryover into any kind of new universe, or is it just a?
And that's the thing, the significance
right.
in its role in the movie canonically. How significant is this from James Gunn continuing on with it? I think a lot of people felt like that. That's the problem with a shared universe. You have to tie it all together very well in order for it all to work. Yeah. You know, it's just, and I felt like that movie got such a bad rap because of that.
What do you think of Ocean Master, Brett?
Yeah. Ocean Master, you know,
you got to say it like the
Ocean Master.
Okay, yeah.
Ocean Master. I have a terrible English accent.
Okay, that sounded a little more Jamaican.
Anyway, it kind of gives you that, you know, reading into the story. It kind of gives you that, even though they are half brothers, it kind of gives you that Hamlet kind of vibe. You know?
Yeah.
Where you know Aquaman wasn't willing to kill his brother for the throne, but then again, Ocean Master was willing to kill him.
Yeah.
And they had one generation of where in fact he didn't have no powers.
Yeah.
And where he got knocked on the head, he was amnesiac, and he said, "Well, I have to, you know, take over to see you. You know, the fact that you can master the sea, talk to fish and everything. I'm jealous. I want that power." So he developed a suit to where he can survive the ocean floors, and then that one it kind of sounds kind of corny, but the better iteration where they're half brothers and they're fighting over Atlantis, that makes it worthwhile.
Well, I wanted to interject on is that the movie. Do you feel, Chris, in the movie was he portrayed pretty well?
Yeah, I mean, like we were saying, it's I like that it kind of like the first movie he was more that stereotyped cliche of the brother that's jealous, whereas the second movie he kind of moved in, which was a break from, I would say, the standard telling of that character to where he was more of a supportive teammate, kind of how and they did it in Marvel as well to an extent with Loki switching into that, you know, more of the noir hero kind of anti-hero, and he does kind of support Thor to an extent there by the end of Loki's story, but with Ocean Master doing that same thing, like you were saying, Marquez, that the second movie he really stood out in that, and unfortunately a lot of people didn't watch the second Aquaman, but
that's a shame too, because
I thought so too. Like, I think if you watch the Zack Snyder cut of the DC of the Justice League, and then throw the second Aquaman on top of the two Aquaman, I thought those were pretty good.
Yeah.
He just stagnates really well with Aquaman. He's just another headache to me in the sense of, okay, we got a guy here that is jealous brother, and then, you know, same mom, and, you know, of course, when you're having to deal with a vast area, vast oceans, and you're just trying to get the throne, and you're not heir to the throne. That is a problem.
It's the whole family dynamic. It's fighting over inheritance, basically.
Sounds like Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Sounds like a Game of Thrones.
Dracarys.
Oh, yeah.
Well, all right. Well, let's move on over to a good guy this time. We've got Aqualad. Okay, so now Aqualad is broken up in two timelines here. Two different, you know, people, different genres here. So we're going to create with the OG, created by Garth. His name was Garth.
Yeah.
He was created by Robert Bernstein and Ramona Frandon. And then Jackson Hyde, which probably pretty much are this generation here that knows Aqualad there off the Young Justice. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where
he was created by
wow.
Brandon Vietti, Greg Wiseman, and Phil Barossa. So I'm gonna kick it off with you, my friend Brett.
Okay.
Tell me about Aqualad. Oh, but before then, I got so excited. They want to know when he appeared. So originally he appeared in Adventures Comics issue 269 back in 1960, and then Jackson Hyde was off the Brightest Day issue number 4 back in 2010.
Yeah.
Now go ahead, Brett. You have the floor.
Okay, I'm more familiar with the 2010 edition.
Yeah, me too.
Jackson Hyde, where he was raised by his mom. He finds out that he has a different purpose in life, and sees one day that he wants to become a hero, and he finds out that he can manipulate water. I don't know, and then his mom was like very nervous, very scared. Like, I do not want you, no, I want you manipulating water or doing any stuff like that, any kind. Now, he in this version he's gay. He has a boyfriend. Tells him, hey, I want to do something. I want to make a difference. I want to join the Teen Titans.
Yeah.
He was like, well, how are you gonna do that? You ain't got no powers. And he shows him, hey, I got something.
Yeah.
What? His boyfriend gets weirded out, runs away, and he decides, you know what? I'm gonna go to the Teen Titan Tower, and I'm gonna say I'm gonna join the Teen Titans.
Like an application.
Yeah. So he goes to Teen Titans. Ron was like, how in the world did you get in here? And he's like, hey, well, the dog, he wasn't really much of a guard dog.
Yeah.
then turns around. Robin gets in trouble with the King Shark. He saves Robin from King Shark. Shows that he has abilities. He says, okay, I mean, all right, you're in for right now, but we got to prove your worth. So he trains with him. Helps him to get his skills sharp. Gives him these I forget what they're called. Where he uses the
Booster.
Yeah.
Booster packs or
something
like that.
Give
Aqua
him
boosters.
where he uses the water kinesis to make the weapons out of.
Oh,
make it
hydrokinesis. Yeah.
The hydrokinesis.
Yeah, those are pretty cool. I like those.
Yeah. There was another name for him, but he said, nah, I want to call them water barriers.
Yeah.
Because they had like I forget what they call, but never mind.
Well, I think he's the only one that can actually make them like sharp metal, other than Mara, Aquaman's wife, but which she has insane levels of hydrokinesis.
She's like the best, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Because he needs
Most
those.
powerful.
He needs those booster or the barrier water whatever pack thing to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's interesting because the second Aqualad doesn't really have a whole lot of association with Aquaman,
right?
Whereas the first one was fully he was fully sidekick of Aquaman. Kind of came together because they were both outcasts of their respective underwater communities,
right?
So to speak. But Aqualad, Garth, he's pretty cool too. He doesn't have quite the same hydrokinesis, I don't believe. But he has the purple eyes that shoot out the ray,
shoot lasers.
Yeah, and he winds up becoming Tempest, as he grows into his own character.
Yeah, he has to channel his abilities through the little saber grips, the metal. They're composed of some different type of metal, Atlantean metal. And I have to say, guys, I really like the look of the character, the way they tried to make the biology of the character stand out. I like the gill slits on the neck, the little fins on the back of the calf and the forearms and stuff like that. That they tried to make him look more amphibian, like an amphibian human hybrid, like he actually is
with the newer version.
Yeah, and I feel like that's a missed opportunity with Aquaman. I always felt like Aquaman should have a few more amphibian features, just to kind of help. Drive that point home.
The gills that can open and close kind of deal.
Stuff like that. I mean,
Jackson
to me,
has.
Yeah, to me, that's cool. I love seeing that. I'm a comic book
That's like off that retro comic book, The Boys, where you saw the deep.
Yeah,
Deep
when he had
hands.
There's a couple rough scenes with those too.
Oh, but we gotta keep it simple here. But
Yeah,
in
that was-
show,
that was
But
bad,
Garth is more present with the Titans group,
yeah.
whereas Jackson is with the Young Justice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Young Justice. That's the. I couldn't think of it. Was Teen Titans and then Young Justice.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay. Yeah.
But
it was
indeed,
just my mind.
he's a character that has a multitude of leadership.
Yeah.
I think he's more in tune with the group, and so I mean he's the leader, I believe, of the Young Justice, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
He is.
So I mean, great show. I mean, you could watch it. You could watch it there, look into it a little bit more. But I mean, the old one, he's like. It's kind of like Captain America and Bucky Barnes kind of thing. It's just like, hey, where's Bucky at? Oh, he's right over here.
Yeah,
I
right.
wouldn't say on
Well, Batman and Rob. I mean, it
Well,
was a stereotype sidekick, right? Like,
sidekick.
Yeah.
Hey, go fetch
for
me
the
my
most
trident.
part. I
Go
mean,
fetch
yeah,
my trident.
he grew out of it some, and
Yeah.
but he was the more standard. That Aqualad was the more standard. The first one was the more standard sidekick.
Yeah. This one's a standalone.
Definitely
Or
not a
he's team.
The future. Current Aqualad, he can, he can do his own thing.
Yeah.
He could.
I mean, I could see him and Aquaman teaming up against like Black Manta in a episode, but I don't think they'd be sidekicks. I think they'd just be partners.
I must
type
be
of deal.
crazy, but I was thinking of, imagine they would do Under the Red Hood. You know how with Batman when Robin was killed by Joker? Can you imagine Aqualad getting killed by Black Manta, and Aquaman just goes even beyond crazy?
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
But I mean, indeed, he's a great character. I mean, I'm glad that we're giving him some justice here at Wichita Vice. And yeah, like I said, we're going to open up the books to DC, because I know that I had one of our listeners told us, hey, you do a lot of Marvel. I want to hear some DC stuff. And so we talked about it. I'm like, well, you're in luck, because we're going to talk about Aquaman, and then of course during August time we were going to do a whole thing of Green Lantern, and then we're going to do Supergirl, and of course I know Marquez is ready for that.
Yeah,
Lobo.
Yeah. Lobo.
So we're going to do quite a bit. You got to trust me. We're just scratching the surface. I mean, the sky's the limit with us. All right, let's go ahead and take a quick pause and thank our following sponsors.
With spring here and all the storms on their way, you need to make sure you have the proper home, auto, and all your properties insured. We here at Razor Cut Information just can't get enough of our favorite insurance man, Ernie Ruelas. Please visit Ernie and his State Farm agency at 11330 East Central Avenue, Suite 400, Wichita, Kansas, 316-682-2300. Thank you so much, Ernie.
All right, so one of the main guys, the man, the one, the only, Aquaman. Aquaman was created by Mort Weisinger and Paul Norris. He appeared in More Fun Comics, issue 73, back in November of 1941. And Marquez, tell me about Aquaman and his powers.
Arthur Curry, the deep sea muscle man. Yeah, I really got into Aquaman around I think it was about 2009 or 2000. No, early 2000s when they gave him the hook hand. And they gave him the long blonde hair, and they cut his hand off, and they made him more of an anti-hero. He had this deep, grizzly.
He was really ticked off at humanity for peeing in the ocean.
Well, because of the dumping, basically toxic waste and stuff like that. They really, the whole we hate surface dwellers kind of dynamic. They played on that pretty well, I think, as far as like a narrative, and then it's room for the character to grow. You know what I mean? He'll eventually grow to like humanity. Joining the Justice League and all that. But one of the more memorable moments that I really enjoyed with the character with the hook hand was in Justice League Unlimited. That was I think that's one of my all-time favorite shows, whether it's animated or not. But no, he really established himself as this hardcore, because Aquaman was never really taken that seriously.
Yeah, no.
And I think
You have a dolphin laughing with you.
I mean,
I would take it seriously.
Yeah, a lot of people sleep on Aquaman. Aquaman is cold.
Yeah, he is.
Because
He's powerful.
that guy just talks to fish.
Though his strength, he's underwater, in water, he's just as strong, not as strong as Superman.
Right.
Though his strength does fade the longer he's out of
Water, yeah.
he is a powerhouse underwater. And you're right, people do sleep on him. I think the fact that, he talks to fish, I think that's sort of, it didn't age well.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think it's modern. And
What else does he do with fish?
Yeah.
That's what she said. Or he said.
And I think characters, yeah, of course.
Peacemaker.
And there's that whole,
He bangs chicks, good for him. He fucks dudes, got no problem with that. He starts fucking fish, that's taking it a step too far.
thing. Yeah, you
Shout out Peacemaker.
Yeah, but I think that's one of those abilities that from the 40s,
Yeah.
you know, that didn't age
Seemed
well.
really cool.
Like the term, like anybody with the name girl or man in their name, as a new character, it's hard to push. I think it's like I used to hang out in the comic book store, and I think that's the fact that people are locked into their characters.
Man.
You know, people, they want to stick with that character. So any new character with the name girl, with girl or man in their name, is a tough sell.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, that's
true.
just my opinion. Now, the reason why I bring that up is the fact that Aquaman, I think that kind of, this is the whole Aqualad thing. It changed a lot of it. And then Ocean Master.
Yeah, Ocean Master.
Yeah. But no, and that's my take on the character. I love the fact that the best thing about it narratively is people underestimate him,
Yeah,
and
true.
he can really sneak up on you with his abilities,
Yeah,
with his strength.
And not to mention, it was made in the 40s and 50s, so there wasn't really too many clever names being thrown around.
No, there weren't. And
so,
the
so
fact
that's why you got man on the end of everything, just about.
Yeah, and
that,
girl.
and that
Yeah.
girl, or boy, and
yeah,
or lad, or something.
yeah, it was always something like that, you know.
And he well, I just kind of lost my train of thought. You guys got me going on that. I do think he was such a created when you think of when he was created 40s 50s, there wasn't quite the knowledge of the depths of the ocean and the king of the sea, Poseidon type of deal. Like that mythos is very strong. The sea is ocean is very strong, and nobody knew the depths of the communication and intelligence of various marine life like whales and dolphins. Like a lot of that study happened in the 60s, 70s, 80s with marine biology and advancements in sonar and all that stuff. Right. And so it kind of became okay, so he talks to fish, whatever. What's that going to do to help anybody? Because we're all on dry land. Yeah. So I think they struggled to try to, once the mysteriousness of the ocean itself vanished from public eye, I think that's where he started to become that joke, he's squeaking with, what? Who cares? He can squeak to dolphins. Ooh,
yeah.
He moves. He can't swim that fast. Like Superman and Flash are way faster. They can run on the water faster than he can swim through it.
Yeah. Well, back then,
yeah.
Now he can.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But I think when you're talking about the iteration of him with the hook hand, think about what was popular then, especially water related, like Pirates of the Caribbean. It's starting to get really popular in the early 2000s. And so you have this pirate culture starts coming up. Well, let's make him kind of a piratey type guy.
Yeah.
And that starts to switch it to the little more brooding, darker. And then when you have the Aquaman release with Jason Momoa and stuff, you get a really dark brooding.
Because everyone's in
comes to surface.
Yeah, the anti-hero.
And he just
everyone
hates,
liked the anti-hero back
and they really lean into. He basically hates everyone except for the good fishermen that keep him drunk.
And you bring up a good point, Brett. The '90s anti-heroes really soared in popularity. I mean, Wolverine, Spawn, Punisher, Blade.
So they're trying to get a darkness about this very happy-go-lucky character from the past. Like his prior was very campy and almost all iterations for quite a long while.
Give him an edge. Make him smack a shark or two sometimes.
Yeah.
every time they get out of territory. Yeah.
Toby, stop it. No. The thing is with Aquaman as well, I mean, he's one of the elites of the Justice League, and also too, I mean, his like you said, strength.
He's co-founder with it.
Yeah.
He's the guy. He's the man. And I'm telling you, as a good guy, there's a balance. He has tragedy. He suffered tragedy, loss. And, it's one of those things that DC went there on a fight that he went through against Black Manta, which we're going to talk about in a sec. He's one of my favorite villains, but I'll tell you why. But Aquaman, I mean, just the loss and having to just stay on top of the throne, dealing with always multiple things and multiple villains. I mean, he's staying on his toes. I mean, he's I would say a tragic character too as well, because he's just having to suffer a lot. But on the bright side, because of course he's the good guy. The way he's been overcoming is, especially with his wife, having him by his side, expanding the kingdom. And I'm glad that in the first Aquaman movie, they portrayed that very well. I'm not a big fan of him in the second one, but I can deal with it. It's whatever. But when they did the Justice League, the first one, he was terrible. He was too much of a comedian to me. When they did the Snyder cut, yes.
Oh, right. Okay.
Much better.
I don't even count the other one. Like that doesn't exist in my. There's only the Snyder cut in my brain.
It's like the Joel Schumacher Batmans. We don't talk about
those. Those never made it to air.
Right.
And it will never make it here. And if it's it, we will talk about it briefly. All right, so let's go to his arch nemesis, and that's just only one of them. We will dive in some other characters, mix them in future shows. The one, the only, Black Manta. Black Manta was created by Bob Haney and Nick Cardy. I was going to say Candy again. Anyway,
Again?
glasses, y'all. Black Manta first appeared in Aquaman issue 35 back in September 1967. His powers gives him underwater breathing. He also has Atlantean technology. I can't even talk. I'm so excited. He's a brilliant strategist and military genius as well. I mean, he's a go-getter.
Yeah.
He's martial arts skills, straight peak health, and I'm going to give it away. Marquez, tell me about Black Manta.
To me, when I see Black Manta, I think of Iron Man underwater. He's like an underwater Iron Man with high. Typically, for the most part, when there's characters, heroes and villains, you have three skill sets. They're usually magic-based, genetics, or tech-based. And Black Manta is mostly tech-based. Like I say, he's brilliant, he's a tactician and all that, but the tech is what sells the spectacle, the base of their powers. I love the fact that tech-based characters, no matter what, they're always improving. Aquaman is pretty much topped out. Superman, he's pretty much topped out. But tech-based characters, they're always improving. And with that, I think there's a lot of potential with the character that you can do. Now, narratively, I never really understood what motivated Black Manta. Why does he hate Aquaman so much? I never really. Yeah, they always change that. That part was always just. I'm like, okay, you're what?
Well, he thinks or believes that Aquaman is responsible for his dad's death, as well as basically anything that goes wrong in his life. Like, stuck my toe. Dang it, Aquaman, what'd you do? Put that chair there.
My credit score dropped 20 points. Yeah.
Aquaman should do this to me.
He couldn't get his Best Buy card, but I'm glad Marquez brought that up because, there's a reason why. Because he's from Baltimore, Maryland.
Okay.
Fisherman hanging out in the sea, and what happened was some pirates got him.
So he felt isolated, like Aquaman didn't come save me.
Guess what happens?
Yeah.
He believes in the ocean. He believes in the heroes, and guess who happened to be right over there in his horizon? Aquaman and that dolphin. Toby. I'm just doing Toby. And so he's just just keep going, doing his thing.
Okay.
And then there they go again. These pirates get back into doing what they're doing. And that started his rage. What does he do? Grabs shark utility and kills him. Yeah. And he vowed, he goes, I'm going to get him. I'm going to get him.
Yeah.
And so then he gets his revenge by killing Aquaman's dad, human dad.
Yeah.
So he kills him. Okay. And then Aquaman goes out for revenge, kills Black Manta's dad. So I think we're starting to see here.
Okay.
It's starting to get really tough here. It's getting, the lines are getting very blurry.
Patricide.
And then what's going on is like what we mentioned, he's tech savvy. He's learning how to improve. What does he got to do?
Yeah.
And just keeps improving.
But he became hyper focused on Aquaman.
And so then once he starts getting a hold of some of the Atlantean technology, merged that with his, I mean, his suit is so cool. Even though I don't care for his big dome and red light,
The eyes.
But guess what? He was portrayed very well in the movie.
Yes, he was.
And I mean, even though
man, that was
when
really
I see
nice.
Wonder Man and I see him, I'm like, man, I miss you as Black Manta.
Yeah.
You were fit for Black Manta, but hey, you know what? He's a character
Yeah.
that can be reintroduced, no
Yeah,
problem.
sure.
But
But
I'll tell you this. Let's go back a little bit. Check this out. Remember in Super Friends and Legion of Doom when they would always have their little meetings in the swamp?
That's true.
My guy,
Yeah.
Black Manta, was always in that corner.
Yeah.
And then Joker gets to run his mouth. Lex Luthor does his thing.
Yeah, that was
And then
funny.
what's his name? Bundy? What's his name?
Solomon Grundy.
Yeah,
Solomon
Grundy. Why does he get a front seat? And then you got Cheetah over there. And then I'm
Yeah.
like, but Manta, he always kept it real. He was always
Yeah.
in that corner right there. He's just looking.
Just waiting for the like.
Yeah, you
He
guys need
needed
to
his
watch.
back against the wall.
You guys needed to watch.
Nobody sneak up.
You need to watch the DC Comics Robot Chicken special.
Oh
They-
yeah,
they really poke fun.
those joints was hilarious,
Yeah,
man.
that they talk about that a lot. Carlos, you got to see that. That's,
Those are great. I haven't seen them in a minute.
Black Manta was always.
The reason why, and I'll tell you, the reason why Black Manta is one of my favorite villains in the DC, I mean, he's up there. He's up there, and especially against Aquaman, is because you said it yourself, Marquez, he doesn't have superpowers. It'll eliminate the whole new generation of stuff. I get it. He's upgraded here and there, but let's go back to the basics, back to the original. It was all mind.
Yeah.
What that hate driven him to how did he can get out there to rule the sea? What did he had to do? And especially at times, I mean, there was incidences where he would team up with Aquaman's villains and get a kick. Figure out, hey, how do I get there? What do I need to get to attack Aquaman? And especially like the swords,
The
metal.
pitchfork, the
and
trident,
on one
yeah.
of them, I mean, he just stabbed him like, boy, he got him.
Yeah,
He got him.
yeah.
And Aquaman, and this guy, Aquaman even asked, like, why do you hate me so much?
Yeah.
Like, you killed my son, you killed my dad, and now my wife is not with me no more. You left me to ruins.
Yeah.
And Black
okay.
Manta's like, I got to see you. You got to die. It's over.
I just don't like you, man.
It's over.
Like, dude, get a hobby. Get
over.
a massage. Take a cruise.
It's all Aquaman's fault. Arthur
all-
Curry's fault. It's
Yeah.
all
It's
his
his
fault,
fault.
man.
Yeah.
And so it's just one of those things like you got to leave him it reminds me of the Game of Thrones at the end of Game of Thrones when the mountain and the mountain and the wolf when they fought each other at the end. People are like, what's Game of Thrones? But anyways, but it's kind of like Batman and Robin. You've got Aquaman, Black Manta. So it's all. Who would you say Superman? Don't say Lex Luthor when he's just. Who would you say? Would you say like Doomsday maybe?
Doomsday, Darkseid, Mongol, Bizarro. There are a lot of people who could physically engage Superman. But
Darkseid. I like Darkseid.
Yeah, Darkseid.
I hope like James Gunn can do that, get all that together, and do a.
Yeah, I hope he can. But honestly,
We'll
James
see.
Gunn to me has just been kind of. I don't know why.
But if they do it, please don't make it like Smallville, where we really don't see
I don't
Darkseid.
think
Just
I
Yeah.
don't think they'll do that.
Yeah,
I think it'll
no.
be bigger.
yeah, because that was just so awful.
Well, I think what Snyder did wrong, or not wrong, but I think they made a mistake by trying to copy Marvel's structure.
Yeah,
And I don't want to
they
see James
did.
Gunn make that same mistake at the same. But you're right though; they do need to introduce villains like that.
I think they're
these
gonna
epic
co-
world-ending types of villains.
They
that-
tried to copy that structure, but they didn't do it well enough because
Yeah.
they didn't have enough Like, remember there was 4 or 5 standalone movies before we had the Avengers,
Yeah.
and I think you need
Yeah.
to have that. You need
They
to
didn't have-
have your
yeah.
buildup of standalone with just slight interconnectivities,
Yeah.
like Samuel,
Yeah,
like
because they saw
yeah,
what
that
Marvel
was
was
cool.
doing,
At the
and
end of each
they was like,
movie.
oh, we got to catch up. They're
Yeah.
because these, the network shows they're good, but they're not. It's not on the level.
Right.
I just wish
the-
they would have kept Zack Snyder and kind of talked to him a little. I mean, there was an unfortunate incident where he had a loss in his family.
Yeah.
So when was it Josh Whedon when he finished up
Yeah.
Justice League, it was kind of like, okay, this is a joke. And then when Zack Snyder came back, come on, think about it. Look how much of the influence he had. Henry Cavill came back.
Yeah.
Gal Gadot came back. Ben Affleck came back. And then they introduced Martian Manhunter.
Yeah, that was
And
so
then
cool.
they
Yeah.
elaborated even more Atlantis. That was just like, this is awesome.
Yeah, man.
And so-
I really enjoyed.
we'll see if they can do it again. I'm a big fan of James Gunn. I love the
I
way
do
his movies
too.
go.
I Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead, buddy. I
No,
apologize.
I just love the way he makes movies.
Some of the things he has said recently, like he said he's not really in a hurry to bring in Batman or Wonder Woman. I'm like, why? What is going on? And I thought the Green Lantern trailer was like, okay, this is more of a murder mystery type of thing.
It seemed like more of a Western kind of like, hey, I'm over here dealing with this, but knowing that you guys got powers.
What he did such a great job with Superman. Not a perfect movie by any means, but I'm just saying, I want the comic book movie and TV show. The trailer left a lot. The Green Lantern trailer left a lot to be desired as far as a comic book show. Okay, yeah, we got these guys investigating. They're working together. Jon Stewart is being trained by Hal Jordan. Okay, fine. The casting's great. Okay, but can we see some superhero stuff?
I'm still scarred from the Ryan
Maybe they're
Reynolds
holding
Green
it
Lantern.
until the release. They only showed the.
But let's look at it like this. So we know already, Jason Momoa. It's already been. The rumor is already true that he's not going to be Aquaman anymore.
No.
So it's going to be. They're going to focus him on Lobo. Now,
Okay.
if they redo it again. Why not? If they want to bring back pretty boy, blonde hair guy, Aquaman, okay, so be it. But then get him around the edges and imagine him losing his arm. Because originally he lost his arm.
I think it'll still
he
be
lost
a
his
gritty
powers,
vision.
and then when he stuck his hand in, and the piranhas ate him up. They ate him up like Golden Corral. Like, it's 4:00. And then
that could be one of the central struggles of the first movie, like him finding out why.
One of the TV shows, I think his son was stuck in danger. So what he did was he chopped his arm off to rescue his son, and then he was able to. I don't care. I'm cool with it. That's cool with me.
Just give him a hook.
Just overall, make him.
Maybe Johnny Depp will play him.
No. Yeah, Amber Heard makes a comeback.
Zac Efron.
Now here's the deal with Black Manta. Black Manta overall, that's why he's one of my favorite villains. Just brilliance, stays on top of his feet, and he does not care about for Aquaman. And if it was for him, he'd kill him right on the spot.
Yeah.
And it would be kind of neat if they did a Legion of the Legion of Doom, and then getting together, and he got a spot in there. Don't make it cheesy getting together. I would like it. They would all get together and attack. That we're trying to do that on the Snyder Cut. Am I right? When Destro and Lex Luthor were together.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, I already know I know their identities. We can.
Yeah.
Let's get out there. So.
Oh yeah.
But, man, this was so much fun, you guys. That wraps up the DC.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and take a quick pause and take our following sponsors.
Well, I don't know about you folks, but here at Sports Fellas, things can get, a nice right funk going on sometimes. And in that time of need, we turn to our friend Kimberly Sampson, our own personal Cincy independent consultant. She is our favorite star consultant, so for your scent needs, get a hold of Kimberly at heavenlyscentswithkim@gmail.com or visit her website, heavenlyscentswithkim.cincy.us. You can also call her at 316-282-7363. That's Kimberly Sampson at Cincy, our favorite independent consultant.
Well, we are out of the sea now, and that wraps up Wichita Vice. Marquez, it's such a blessing you came back, my friend.
Of course,
it's awesome.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
You guys, stay tuned. We're going to still talk about DC characters. We're also going to we're going to have to find a special category spot for the upcoming Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter movie.
Yeah.
And then don't forget, we will do a Star Wars edition for Mandalorian and Grogu, and Super Mario Brothers as well. We'll do that Silver Cosmo movie reviews. And so, smash that button, like, subscribe, and then we will do our giveaway for that. And also, I want to throw out there that we're still working on those new shows. We're still trying to do some new shows here. So thank you for your patience. Any shout-outs, Chris, before we go?
Yeah, just big shout out to everyone out there listening. Thanks for your time.
Yep, same. Guys, love you guys.
All right. Shout out to everyone listening, to all the comic book nerds out there. Shout out to our local comic book stores, and also, hi, Mom and Dad.
Again, thank you as always to all the friends, family, and who tuned in. You guys, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate it, you guys. And also, I want to say is thank you for the guys that make it happen. Thank you, Eric, as always, Powell, and the gang. Thank you guys for what you're doing. And Marquez, it's always good to see you again, as always.
Oh, same, guys.
So we're busy. Chris and everyone. Until then, we're out.